is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the KCSN Defensive Film Breakdown, brought to you by Derrick Johnson's Defend the Dream Foundation. I am here this week, as I am every week, with Chiefs defensive lineman Mike DeVito, Chiefs linebacker Derrick Johnson. You'll notice a new face down in the corner here. We got Chiefs defensive back Ron Parker. Ron, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining us this week.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. I'm glad to be on.
Yeah. These Mike and DJ had been talking about trying to get a secondary member in here, have a little conversation about these young defensive backs. So we're really excited to get you guys going here. DJ, I know you and Ron probably already have a shorthand playing together here. You excited to talk a little ball, get another individual on here, talk a little bit of defensive ball?
Oh, absolutely. Whenever, that's Ron P. Ron P, he actually played right next to me at times, coming up in the box or coming off the edge, blitzing or whatnot. So I'm very, very familiar. We're familiar with each other. So to be a walk in.
Well, and, I've added a lot of information over the past 2 years as relates to breaking down secondary stuff, but it is good to have. Man, I feel so bad, Ron, because when you're on here and anytime it's a pass, I'm like, damn, I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, I got you guys. I got y'all boys covered today, so we good.
Yeah. We appreciate that, man. Hey, let's just get right into it. No need to belabor the point here. So we got our first clips here, and we're focused on the Vikings game. I know the Chiefs guys got done playing the Broncos. We're focused on the Vikings game and their passing attack. They have a top 1 wide receiver on their team, so very difficult guy to cover here. You're going to see the Chiefs on this play against 11 personnel. It's a 3rd and 5 play here, and they are in their dime package here. We're going to let it run here, but a really good job of rotating into cover 2 here and playing the sticks here. So, DJ, we'll start with you, man. What are you seeing? What jumps out at this play at first glance here?
Well, just sitting, just like you're saying, is playing the sticks, just being aware of it being 3rd and 5. And a lot of times in coverage, especially underneath guys, you want to be in a hurry to get back, and you don't have to, man. You could just, sit and flat foot, really read the quarterback, especially in cover 2. Cover 2 is a coverage that reading the quarterback and having vision on him. Of course, pre-snap reads, knowing what formation am I in, who am I relating to early, and the quarterback's gonna give you your cue on, hey, I should break left, I should break right. It'll be a quick throw. And then it's 3rd down too. So you want to, even though it's a regular cover 2 coverage, you got people moving around and disguising. And it's all smoke and mirrors, just to see if you can confuse and affect this quarterback. And they just do a good job and just playing hardball. All year the DBs have been really, really good most of the time, and there's young guys back here too, so I enjoy watching this. Yeah.
What jumps out to you, Ron?
Yeah, I think they did a good job of just disguising the coverage at first, like what DJ says. Anytime you playing against a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins, you want to show smoky mirrors. You just don't want to go out there and show your hand. So you have to just mess with his head a little bit, and they did a good job of the safety down low, starting like a cover 3 look with that tight split from the receiver up top. He did a good job of coming out real late, and the reason why he can do that is because of the tight split, and he's counting on that corner to get a hand on him to slow him down. So they do a good job of communicating that and just being aggressive and just knowing the situations. It's 3rd and 5, like DJ said, and them guys is playing the sticks. Them young guys, they're out there playing with real confidence, and that's a good thing to see when you got a good group of young guys out there just playing with confidence. It seems like they're not doing a whole lot of thinking. They're just playing real fast. So that's beautiful to see those guys disguise the coverage and make the play. It's one thing to disguise the coverage, but to make the play is another, and they both on this play, and that's a great job of them boys communicating all across the board.
That's a good mention right there up top when at the corner. And I wouldn't even mention this if Ron didn't speak up on this, but with his DB ability and mind frame, that is true. Like when you have a cut split like that, you cut the field down. So as safeties, you can show down. You can disguise a little bit, not stretching you with the formation. And that was a great job. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Man, you learn so. I played football for how long? I never knew that. So I'm learning stuff on here.
Hey, Mike, you been up front, man. You know we got you back deep.
Yeah,
Teams up
I
front.
know that. I didn't have to worry about anything back there with you guys, Ron.
Yeah.
Looking at the guys up front, I guess one thing you could highlight is again just how smart this defense is, and not that that's surprising, but these are still young guys in a lot of these positions. And so what you have here, if you look up front towards our right, they run this tackle, this TE stop where the tackle's up into that B gap and the end goes up a few steps and then wraps inside. Now, what I like about this is Minnesota started with the back out, right? So it looked like there was an empty, there's nobody in the backfield. But what you could tell is that the defensive line was aware of where he was because they ran the game to where the back was. Now, normally a offensive line is going to slide the protection away from the back, which is exactly what they do here. So you want to run that TE stunt to the back. So because that guy wrapping around now is going to come around. He's not going to have a center to him.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying the back wasn't in the backfield. So it takes an extra second to say, okay, where is he? Where should we run this game? And these guys picked it up and they set it to the right side because now you have a chance to hit home with this game because look at that space between the left guard and the center. And Chris does a good job. He knows the game's on the other side, so he balances up the rush, taking a couple steps up as that 3 technique and then working inside on the center to make sure that guy doesn't, right? Because if Chris stays in a 3 tech in a wide 3 and doesn't come inside, that center can go back. Right. This forces that center to stay and it allows that lane to stay open for 97 to wrap around. Now, these games are hard and things are out quick and things like that, but this is set up well up front. This is just smart play by the defensive line.
And before we go to the next one, I'll add to that rush. Chris doesn't even need to go inside, Mike, because you already know the center coming. He has to, right? Yeah. He's got to come help. Like right. Just because it's who it is. But technically, yes, you have to come in and occupy that center so he doesn't have a chance to come back on the game. But we're talking Chris Jones, so he's got to help regardless.
Yeah, the double's coming his way one way or
yeah,
like that's just happening. That's just happening. All right, let's bounce over to the next play here, and now you're going to see Chiefs end base defense here. Titans are in 12 personnel, so we got 3 linebackers on the field, 4 down. And what you're going to see here is just a terrific job. Once again, you're going to have a cover 2 look here, but a terrific job of spacing by the linebackers to the 3 wide side of the field here, DJ. What jumps out to you with what Willie Gay's doing, what Drew Tranquil's doing here on the second level?
Well, reading play action, that's a skill that linebackers should all have, and that's elephants on parade or some kind of softness by the lineman, knowing that the offensive linemen they're not invading our space, they're not coming across the line. So we should play softer. We should play more of a passive type of mindset, and nothing was open here. Nothing is open here, and it was a great job by Willie Gay, I believe that is. That's getting depth first, take especially in play action, getting depth first, taking away that, and then coming downhill, making a open field tackle. A game for nothing. So this is a great job by the interior, I guess the inside backers on this play right here.
Yeah. Ron and
how about
DJ,
you,
can I ask you guys a question real quick? I've always been. This is a question I've had. So how hard is it to diagnose play action back there? Because I feel like up front, within a split second, like, oh, this is like, it's just so obvious that it's a pass. There's some teams that really fire off hard, but a lot of times right away, okay, this is a pass. You know what I mean? Short set or something like that, but it's obviously different from the run. Is it hard?
I think it's a little bit harder for us because our vision is wider and we see more. You know what I mean? We got more stuff to do, so it's not just saying, "Oh, this lineman is soft." It's like, "Hey, what's this running back doing? And then if you talk about Ron P, he could talk about that. He sees a lot more than me. So it gets harder as you get as you get away from the ball.
In the scrimmage. Yeah. I agree, DJ, 100%. I think the further you back from the ball, the more vision you have on the whole field and the whole open play. And that's what makes play action so dangerous, because you can see everything develop. Like DJ said, you can see the linemen's on play action pass, elephants on parade. It's like a funny fake feel. You know what I mean? Like, once you play enough ball, you can kind of get a feel of that from seeing it deep, but it's still hard to see and react and play. You have to just have an IQ and just kind of just understand what's going on in the personnel. And I think the guys right here did a great job. The whole defense, from the backers all the way to the secondary, just sliding the coverage out. Snead doing a good job of playing deep and short too with Willie Gay. He taking away that first deep option and making the quarterback come back and check down. But it's definitely tough to see play action from back deep. And it's a little hard. You have to be a little bit more patient, but you have to be able to react.
Let me ask you a question here. How hard is it, Ron, when you see a situation like this where you got a 3-by-1? I mistakenly called it 12 personnel. It's 13 here. Where you got a 3-by-1, where you got everybody in line there, and you've got this late jet motion that runs the wheel. How hard is that? How does that test your communication in the secondary to pick stuff like that up and kind of transition all that out?
For number one, I think it tests your IQ of football, because pre-snap alignment, they always tell you to look for the man off the line of scrimmage, and whichever one can be able to come back in motion. So pre-snap alignment, you kind of tell yourself, alert the motion coming back across. But as soon as you see it, you have to be able to get through all your checks and get through all your reads and communicate that so fast. And that what makes the Chiefs so good on this play. That communication, the way they made it look, they made it look so easy, but any motion and shifts and stacks and bunches is confusions. That's why they do it and make it tough on guys to communicate, and the communication have to be on point.
Yeah, Craig, being able to adjust in NFL, just in football in general at a high level, you got to adjust on the fly all the time. And a 3-by-1 set opposed to a 2-by-2 set, totally different. It's, with the jet motion and him getting to a stack position. I mean, it's a lot. But like you said, when you test guys' IQ and how well they can react and adjust on the field, it just makes them better to make a play. And this is a perfect example of it.
I would have been so mad if I was on the field and they called 13, especially in this NFL where like 13 is such an outlier, and then they go and throw a pass. I would have been. Oh, yes. One thing I can say I do remember too, and DJ, you and I would have had communication on this. If you look at the left tackle, as defensive line, especially during the week. Now I didn't study Minnesota, so I don't know if this is the case, but that doesn't really look like a run stance,
right?
Like he's squatted back. It looks, if you look from the wide angle, it looks like he looks like he's got that left foot back. So something like that's enough for us to say, hey, something's up here.
Yeah. Run,
pass,
alert everybody. Yeah, that when you pick up on run and pass, you need to alert. You never want to be quiet and keep it to yourself. You want to communicate that, because certain people may be gearing up for run, just like Ike said. Oh man, it's 13 personnel. Here we go. And I'm like, hey, pass.
Yep.
Then a whole nother mindset checks in now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what made it so great playing on the field with DJ, man. When I got there, I was so young, and DJ was so experienced. He would call out stuff, and I would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's right." And, it just made me play faster. And then once I caught on, I'm like, "Okay, man, if he called it out, I'm yelling it out so everybody can get it."
I was old, and it made my life. I'd seen it all going into that. I was like, "Damn, I thought I'd seen it all." DJ,
yeah.
Hey, Ron, not to get off subject, but I think your breakout game, whatever. I think it was the Cowboys at home. Is that correct or no?
Yes, it was the Cowboys at home.
I remember that. I was like, okay, we got one.
Yeah, I was a young buck, man, out there trying to make it happen with you guys.
Oh man, look at that recall, man. Still sharp out here, remembering all of that there.
Yep.
All right, got another play here, and what we're gonna see again Chiefs dime personnel here. You're gonna see some extra guys. This is actually going to be 4 DBs, I believe. And so you got the Vikings in empty here. You got Brian Cook walked up, Drew Tranquil on the field here. You're going to see a blitz. I just want to highlight Mike Edwards' play in the deep center field here. He's getting more and more run. This is a great job reading reading the quarterback's eyes, making a break on the ball, and then Trent McDuffie doing a good job up front. Ron, you want to start with this? What jumps out to you playing in the secondary here?
First off, pre-snap alignment. The safety was on the left hash. Where you stop, you see it right there. He's all on the left hash, so that's telling Kirk Cousins that he's going to help this corner down here. He's kind of off to the left. And then he does a good job of, as soon as the ball snapped, he just get back to the middle of the field and just follow the quarterback eyes. And it took him right to the ball, man. He does a great job of getting depth and staying over the top of everything and helping his corner make a great play, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, who is that receiver?
Who is that receiver? That would be Justin Jefferson.
Okay. So that's even better. That's a great job by the safety, just like Ron said, starting on the left hash, and Kurt's like, okay, we got us one, right? He's the outside receiver to the left, do an individual. He's gonna stop route or whatnot and let this guy do a rail up to like a go route from the inside. Which I think is always hard to cover because you got a lot of space on the sideline to work with, and he leans on him like Coach E.T. say, lean on. Lean on him right there, and the safety just helps out, man. This is great team defense. This is good look from the young guys.
Beautiful coverage, man. Trent McDuffie, I think he's playing lights out right now, and it's a beautiful thing to see him come on just as quick and so fast with electrifying force, and that's nice to see. That's beautiful coverage.
Anything you want to talk about with this mesh in the middle of the field, Ron? Anything like you'd say, try and play this a little bit better there? They obviously get the pick that they're looking for here. How would you read that out?
Yeah, they got the pick. I think our corner up top just have to do a good job of getting hands on that guy coming up underneath, and he has to jet scream up underneath that. That way he won't get picked on his man coming across, and it makes it hard for him right now because he gets beats off the ball outside leverage so quick. It makes it hard for him to come back up underneath. He's playing catch up, and he just run right into the other guy, and that's what the play is set up to do.
Oh, Ron, that's interesting. So that's how you play that. So that's on that corner to jam that guy right away, so he can't.
So he can jet scream, come up underneath, and he can run up underneath all of that traffic, and then the other corner he should be on top of the route coming across.
Yeah, he makes it hard for himself. That's a good catch right there, Ron. At the top, he gets beat off the ball. If you're gonna press it, you're gonna be up.
You got to touch him.
You got to touch him.
I always tell you, if you're gonna get up there, you got to touch him.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I've always you always see this concept, and I'm always like, damn, I don't know how you would even play that on the back end. So that's really insightful. It's on that guy to jam him at the line. Yeah. Craig, up front, this is great. So if you look at what they're doing here, I think we used to call this a pirate stunt. So this is a 3-man game with the backer now in there, and this would be on the our left. The defense is right, and if you go ahead and run that, Craig, 23 is gonna hit that A gap.
That's great.
And then that 3 technique is staying up the field. And 97 did this great. This kind of reminds me of our 97, Bavin Bailey. He was really good at this. But like what you're trying to do there is that outside end is you want to take it up as far as you can to make them think everything's going out there. And then you come in once you get those picks inside. So this is a 3-man game. 23 sets it up in the A gap. The 3 technique works it up, and the 97 comes around. He's right there. Yeah.
And Drew, by the way, this is a great game. I think we used to call it pirate, but Drew does a great job of putting his hands on the back of that guard just so he doesn't come back and pick up the game. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And Sue, if you look at, is that 51 there? Is that Dana in there?
Yeah, that's Dana.
You know what's great? Like all these games, the way that you run them is going to be predicated on the quarterback you're playing, right? So if you're playing somebody like Mike Vick, 3 techniques got to really be on his horse to get out there.
Yeah.
Because, if that Mike Vick sees there's an opening, he's gone. And
sure.
But when you're playing Kirk Cousins, you can hang out a little bit longer because you're not too worried about him taking off on the edge, Yep. And so he does a good job of staying in there to draw all those guys' attention to let 97 clear coming around.
Absolutely. All right, we got one more clip here. We'll get onto that and let you guys break this one down here. We're going to see once again Chiefs in some lighter personnel here. This is a 3rd and 1 situation, very, very late in the game, 42 seconds left. They are up right now by a score, and this is just L'Jarius Sneed doing a fantastic job dropping into coverage here in a cover 2 look. They're trying to high-low him here. Felix Anduke-Uzomah and the blitz kicks out to the flat to pick up this guy. L'Jarius Sneed maybe tries to bait the quarterback here. I'm not sure, but does a really good job of dropping in the throwing lane to get a PBU on this play, Ron.
Yeah, the first thing, he does a great job of getting depth and getting in between both of those receivers. So he's kind of midpoint, and he's kind of sitting right in between both of those receivers, but he's playing it deep to short. And you can see that short route is kind of taken away. He does a good job of opening up that window, showing Kirk Cousins that it's open and it's there, because that's what you want the quarterback to see. And he closes it perfect fine. And the safety up top does a good job of, again, disguising and just making them boys playing on the string, basically. They tied in on the string, and that's beautiful ball up top.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what coverage is this. Man, I
called it 2, but I might be wrong here. Yeah.
I guess it's what you think, Ron. It's a blitz, and they're blitzing 5. You got 2 high safeties. You got.
It might be some kind of palms. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It might be some kind of palms. Yeah. That's what it is. DJ palms. It looked like palms.
Okay, good deal. But yeah, that midpoint by Sneed be making 38 look good, man. That's
Yeah, he do, man. Hey, I love seeing him out there every week, man. He's out there putting on, and he got that number looking good. He keep that thing rolling.
Man, that's what's up, man. Yeah, this is just great team defense right here. I mean, whenever you can play, whenever you got one less coverage guy in the back end, and you can get pressure up the middle, and it's actually, whenever you have any kind of fire zone, it's actually harder to cover back there because you got one less in the cover. I mean, these guys right here are just, they're good at what they do.
Yeah, they're all over it, man. They all over it, and it looks like the film study. It looks like they have an idea on what's coming. Everybody's playing their route. That's a perfect picture of how you play that coverage right there.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's great up front. They bring those guys in the middle, and one of the frustrating things in my career is, I was obviously limited. We joke about it, but I was limited in the pass game because I just didn't have that sort of quick twitch to make those moves to get pressure. And so a lot of times, especially when I was playing in New York, to get pressure, we had to do things like this, right? Where we had to do these simulated rushes and all this fancy stuff and bring extra guys. Sometimes Rich Ryan would dress, 10 cornerbacks because we had all these different pressures blitzing these corners. The beauty about KC and their defense is obviously they can do things like this, but in key situations like this, they also don't have to. They can just put their 4 guys down and go and get pressure.
Yeah.
And, having a great secondary like this, it allows you, gives you those options to, okay, we can bring it. We can bring a little bit. We can blitz on these key situations, and our guys can handle it in the back end. And so just playing off of what Ron and DJ are saying, they did a great job back there.
Absolutely. That is going to do it for the KCSN Defensive Film Breakdown here for this week. We really appreciate Ron Parker joining us. I learned a lot. I hope you all learned a lot as well there. Really appreciate that. I thank Mike DeVito as always. Derrick Johnson, as always. Click that link down below. Donate to the Derrick Johnson Defend the Dream Foundation. That helps us out there, and it helps DJ's foundation out there. We really, really appreciate everybody tuning in each and every week. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so that you are notified of this each and every week. Be kind to each other, and we'll catch you later.